Beautiful peoples, welcome. Welcome to Hood Philosophy, where we're going to discuss and maybe even answer some of life's biggest questions in a way that clicks with people from all walks of life. So, we're talking about the hood cats, the single mums, the people that are on struggle street, maybe sleeping rough, people with disabilities, mental health issues, anybody that wouldn't usually listen to a podcast. We're looking to reach you, eh? We believe that we can talk about some of these issues in a way that everybody can understand, not just your intellectuals and your so-called philosophers of the day. Anyway, my name's Z, and today is a bonus episode. So I had quite the day, if I must say. I met someone that got my mind very, very stimulated, and I just thought I'd share that love with all you beautiful peoples, eh? So, firstly, as always, I'd like to give thanks to you fellas and just the opportunity to be here and able to send out my love to into this big bad world. Not all of us are blessed to have this opportunity. So for that, I'd like to give thanks. I'd also just like to ask everybody to keep my bro Afif and his family in their thoughts and their prayers. They've just had a little one who's and is yeah, they just had a little boy and he's going through some struggles. And yeah, he gonna pull through, inshallah. Um, but I still ask you, keep him there with you, the young fella. I'd also like to shout out Paul. So I met Paul today. First time I worked with a young fella over Logan Way, and whoa, Paul! When you meet a like-minded individual, and you just click, use a line, and you almost finish each other's sentences. Well, Paul's a professional mentor, eh? And he he acts like a leader. He walks like a leader. He talks like a leader. And today we were touching on values. We were touching on the the notion of purpose and how it's a mode of being as opposed to just finding your purpose, or like, because our purpose can always be diluted in ways that we don't realize in that time, and that's why we get we get thrown off the path that we created for ourselves when originally we found our purpose, right? Because we compromised on our core values. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit later. I'd like to That's why I made the episode. That's why we recorded the episode. But yeah, so Paul's from Kenya. I told myself I'm not going to touch the mic. I didn't touch the mic then. All right. I touched this thing. Lucky you fellas can see. I got Tim over here in the corner chuckling. Hey Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Paul, he's from Kenya. He's got a little boy, and he is devoted to his family. But not only is he devoted to his family, he's looking to make a wider impact on the world. And he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for his family, but he's doing it because he believes that one person at a time can have a ripple effect. What do I mean by a ripple effect? So, say for example, brother Paul helps a man find a job. Well, in that sense, he's helping a whole family sleep at night, isn't he? And then their kids can go to school with a feed in their belly, and go on to do great things after they've been educated and whatnot. That's what I mean by ripple effect, eh? Like, it's it's that one initial act that can lead on, right, and impact other people, because it was done in a sense of service with purpose, and Paul, he's all about that. And it's very rare that you get to meet someone that actually walks in greatness, eh? And that's what this show's about, is we on the path, will we ever achieve greatness? Who knows? But that's where we want to get to. And it's a journey, it's not an end result. And sometimes we focus on the end result. Not sometimes, 90% of people, eh? Well, we all we want to do is achieve, 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 achieve. But then what? What happens when you achieve what you want to achieve? Is that good enough for you? No, really. Like, ask yourself. I think this is very important, and you're probably thinking, "Oh, he's going back and forth here." Yeah, I'm doing it on purpose because it was that kind of day, like it was that kind of conversation, like um, we just kept getting into it, waiting for the young fella to wake up. It's Sunday morning. You thought he'd have a sleep in, and we got into it. I lost my chain of thought, but that's all right. We'll come back to that. So we'll go back to the bro Paul. Yeah, so he runs a mentoring program, and I think he's one of them fellas that I'm gonna fuck with. Like I'd be silly to pass up the opportunity to properly connect with the bro outside of work, and walk together. When someone when someone have like when someone looks to give you a hand. Isn't it interesting, eh? Like in the first episode I was talking about, I've been waiting, I've been waiting, I've been waiting, I got sick of fucking waiting, so we're here. We leading, we're doing, we're not being. You can't be a leader without doing that shit, you got to get the people to walk with you. But that doesn't mean I'm not open. The heart, the mind, the soul, the brain. We open to new opportunities, to unlocking windows, doors, whatever opens. This because I'd be crazy not to, eh? We want to spread this greatness. We like that's the end goal at the end of the day. Is I'm not building a legacy. I'm building a eulogy, eh? Like I when I say that I want I, I want to help people, I want to turn boys into men, I feel it here. It's not just something that like I've written down, and I think it, I'll start that tomorrow. No, I live that every single day, whether it be at the gym or at the supermarket or at work where I spend the majority of my time, but most importantly with my sons. And we've been getting the opportunity to do that lately, and this podcast has been a great way for to see their to see their dad in a different light, because all they get is the dad, right? Dad Z. Well, now they they hear what I'm always carrying on about every single day in a different light. They see me trying to reach other people, you know, because don't get it twisted. That's why my feet, my boys have, for their ages, they're quite humble, eh? They're kind, and it's because they've grown up, and they see the people around them trying to help people, and it hasn't always been this way. Especially for my oldest boy when he was growing up. No, that was they were different times. He's seen things that he shouldn't have seen, and for that, I'll always, there's no shame there. But do I understand the impact of my actions? Always, always. I'm not about to give myself a cop out, and I'm over giving grown men and adults cop outs when quite often I'm not going to give my kids these cop outs. Why? Because we accountability, right? Who are you accountable to? If you can't be accountable to yourself, Well, how can you be accountable to others? That's probably something that like we all need to think about. Do our excuses matter? Does context matter? Sorry, absolutely. That's what this show is all about. Is getting into the nitty gritty and like looking at the why. You know, why do we react to situations in this manner? Why do we love? Why do we hate? That's what I'm about. Not just about trying to answer them questions, but asking them questions as well. Because that's where the true wisdom lies. Is when you're ready to just open your mind and ask questions, not just of yourself, but when you're consuming whatever you're consuming, whether it be a book, a podcast, a YouTube video, anything, a piece of artwork, and just asking yourself why. Oof. Oh, okay. So time for that time. Time for that time. That's the way to say stuff on a podcast, eh? Learning process, but slowly, we'll get better. And I'll keep saying it, even at like the 100th episode of the learning process, guys. Bear with me. Haha. Nah. Accountability, right? I expect you guys to hold me nice and accountable. Don't hold back. I got pretty thick skin. Pretty thick skin. So thick that I hurt my back rolling a car up the driveway, but it was up the driveway. And I think we did a pretty good job, eh? Was it worth the sore back? Yeah. Yeah. It felt pretty good after. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to go have a hot bath and that'll do the trick, you know? All right, okay. The question of the day is, let me fuck with you all. Why are you why? Hit me in the comment section, the comment box, whatever you call it. I have no idea. Okay, so back to Paul. Paul had a quote today. All right, I got it here. The solution to pollution is dilution. Oof. You know what I hear when I hear that? I hear balance. Okay, and I know that some people are going to hear that quote and hear that I said balance and be like, "What the fuck? What are you going on about?" The solution to pollution is dilution. Okay, so solution. Everybody knows what that is, right? That's what we were looking for. Yep. Pollution. The pollution is there. It is there. You can't get rid of it. You've already polluted, whatever you've polluted. It might be your brain, might be your body, it might be your soul. Well, what do you need to do if you can't get rid of it? You need to find a balance. And for me, that's the dilution. You got to dilute it in a way